Africa was deemed unshaped and a place of pure darkness and chaos. The whole continent, 54 countries. What about Egypt, Naja? Well, Egypt was the exception because it was settled by lighter-skinned Semites. Colorism, all day. It's recorded that when the earliest settlers first stepped foot on African soil, they were so enamored by what they saw that they couldn't even put it into words. Alas, instead of appreciating what they observed, they had a job to do. The explorers, funded by the British and Portuguese royal families, were there to do a job. And boy, did they do a job. You see, they were sent out on these excursions to find money for their dwindling empires. So they began to rape, pillage, steal, kill, destroy, and colonize. They were instructed and extremely intentional about destroying African monuments, books, records, and libraries. I bet you didn't know that today there's over 700,000 manuscripts in public and private collections that are being digitalized. So maybe one day we'll actually be granted access to the records that can show us what it was actually like to be African before, before. A lot of these manuscripts include math, chemistry, physics, astronomy, trade, and legislation. There's also millions of marriage records, birth and death certificates. Yes, these people kept records. They could write. Who would have known that the very first university in the world was in Africa? We were studying the very subjects that the Europeans took credit for and then told us that we had no history. Today, there are 54 African sovereign countries. There's somewhere between 1,500 and 2,000 different languages being spoken on the African continent, with the most common being Swahili. The motherland, our motherland, has such a rich and complex history. And while there is widespread intentional ignorance about Africa, Africans, African Americans, and people of African descent, I think we've proven that we are such a diverse people that have managed to persevere while faced with unimaginable harm. A popular British historian from the 1500s once said that the only history about Africa was the Europeans' history in Africa. And for a long time it was true. Thankfully, knowledge is power. And one of the greatest lessons here is the people that are writing down the history are just as important as the people that are making it. Gotta give a shout out to all my fellow content creators out there. All right, I'll see you guys on the next video. And I'm black,